एवरीवन, वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल द सोलफुल डायरी। आज के वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे इस्मत चुगताई की स्टोरी जवानी के बारे में। इस्मत चुगताई के बारे में हम पहले ही एक वीडियो में डिस्कस कर चुके हैं, जिसका लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में है। और जिससे पहले इस्मत चुगताई की वीडियो डिस्कस की, उसका लिंक भी डिस्क्रिप्शन में है। चलिए शुरू करते हैं आज की वीडियो। चलिए स्टोरी को डिस्कस करते हैं। Jawani is a story about a young girl named Lajo whose forced marriage to a man who mistreats her leads to a life of misery and her developing an unconventional sexuality, ultimately leading to her rebellion against the expectations of a patriarchal society and the institution of marriage itself. The story explores themes of female desire, societal hypocrisy, and the struggle for liberation from oppressive norms, using dark humor and sharp wit to critique the double standards of the time. Lajo, who is the main character, is portrayed as a spirited young woman who, through her experiences, develops an awareness of her own desires and identity outside the confines of conventional womanhood. The story delves into the suppressed and awakened sexual desires of women, particularly Lajo, in a society that seeks to regulate female sexuality. Chughtai critiques the hypocritical nature of the polite society that demands chastity in women by turning a blind eye to men's philandering. Through Lajo's journey, the story questions the validity of marriage, which is depicted as a farcical institution built on the need to control women rather than genuine love and emotion. The narrative is infused with a dark sense of humor and explicitly portrays of sexual realities, a hallmark of Chughta's writing to expose societal flaws. Jawani uses a bold and satirical lens to examine the complex realities of female adolescent sexuality and the societal pressures that often force women into suffocating roles, making it a powerful feminist text. Motive: Ismat Chughtai Jawani explores motives of adolescence, the constraints or pressure of societal expectation on young women, and the inevitability of marriage and domesticity, which becomes a source of unease and even terror for the young protagonist. Other motives in Chughtai's broader work that are relevant to understanding Jawani include the critique of patriarchy, female sexuality, and the stark realities of the middle class family, often conveyed with realism and satire. Adolescence and Awakening: The story captures the confusion and evolving understanding of a young girl entering adolescence, a time of physical and emotional change, societal pressures on women. A significant motive is the pressure of young women to conform to societal norms and expectations, particularly the looming expectations of marriage and domesticity as a constraint. The prospect of marriage is portrayed not as a celebration but as a source of dread, a confinement that limits a young woman's future and freedom. Fear and unease. The story highlights the deep seated fear and unease associated with these societal and domestic realities, which can feel like a threat or a force to be endured. Themes are adolescence, sexual awakening, the complexity of female sexuality within a patriarchal society, and the societal and psychological pressures faced by young women transitioning into adulthood. The story highlights the often taboo aspects of a young woman's desire and the stark realities of the time, using a child's perspective to candidly depicts the world's embellished truths. Female sexuality and desire. The story delves into the emergence of sexual feelings and desires in a young girl, challenging the societal silence and surrounding these experiences. Adolescence and awakening. Jawani portrays the turbulent journey of adolescence where a girl navigates her evolving identity and desires as she matures. Societal constraints and patriarchal structures. Chughta's work critiques the patriarchal system that dictates and suppresses women's agency and desires. Child's perspective. The narrative uses the innocent yet perspective lens of a child to offer a fearless and raw depiction of a world, including embarrassing truths about human behavior. Hidden Lives of Women. The story unmasks the hidden emotional and psychological lives of women within the private sphere, bringing these experiences to the forefront. Challenging taboos. Chughtai an unapologetic approach to sensitive subjects such as those involving female sexuality makes her a pioneer in challenging the conventions of her time. थैंक यू। आई होप आज की वीडियो आपको पसंद है। कैसी लगी हमें कमेंट करके बताएं और हमें ये भी कमेंट करके बताएं कि आप आने वाली वीडियोस किस टॉपिक पर देखना चाहते हैं। अगर कोई डाउट या सजेशंस है तो वो भी आप कमेंट सेक्शन में ड्रॉप कर सकते हैं। अगर वीडियो अच्छी लगी तो लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब टू माय चैनल। मिलते हैं कल एक और इन्फॉर्मेटिव वीडियो के साथ शाम 4 बजे। टिल देन कीप वॉचिंग एंड कीप सपोर्टिंग द सोलफुल डायरी। थैंक यू।